Welcome to another episode of the State of the Bulldogs. Sam, Mike, Jeb, and Grant. Grant and I tonight, first off, apologize for the audio, have the old headset on tonight. Also, apologize to Mr. Sachs, Owen Sachs. We got that wrong last time, or last week. Welcome to the squad. And I think there's one more correction, Grant, or no?
We don't make any mistakes. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I
That
don't
might
think
have been
so.
it. Okay, that might have
Hey,
been
that was it.
it.
Yeah, it's just me typing too fast, and we don't need to give the reason as to why, but we got it
All
now,
right,
Owen.
so 1-1 this past week in basketball. Oh, I think look, going into the week, I thought we had a good shot against Wofford. Did not see Kamari going off like he did against us for 36 points. Subsequently caving to said 36 points and losing to the ankle biters. But we rebounded nicely against Chat. So if you told me going into the week we'd go 1-1, I'd be like, okay, that's okay. It puts us squarely in the mix for the bottom half of the conference, but in pole position for the 6th seed, kind of like we talked about last week.
Yeah.
We got Furman. Well, we got Furman on the road coming up on Thursday, and then Western on the road on Saturday. Western a little bit easier battle than Furman, but Grant, all things considered, it's not that bad, or am I just saying that because we were 0-2 last week?
No, I mean, anyway, you can find a way to stop the Schneid, right? It's like, I think Lenny called Saturday Chattanooga a code red game, basically, say we have to
Yeah.
have it. We can't be dropping 5 in a row, especially with this week coming up, going to Furman, like you said, and Western, 2 more road games. Like, oh gosh, where are we going to end up? Because Samford hasn't won at Furman since 2000.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. It's been since 2019 was the last time Samford won at Furman, 75-73. Josh Sharkey had a big night that night. So Bucky never won at Furman. We'll see if Lenny can kind of turn the tide. But yeah, this past week was just find a way to win one. Like when you felt good about Wofford going in, you're tied with like 3 minutes left, and then you don't score the rest of the game, and Wofford goes on a 10-0 run to close the game. It's like, oh, we were so close. But
Yeah, dude,
no
these
one.
scoreless stretches are killing us. I mean, obviously they're killing us. Because we had the scoreless stretch against Wofford, but we had one against ETSU too.
Yeah.
We're just late. We just can't buy a bucket. The Wofford one was extended. I mean, what'd you say? Last 4 minutes we didn't score.
Yeah, I think it was like last 2:57 or something like that. Yeah, we didn't score, then Wofford a 10-0 run. But
Yeah, that's tough. Because I do think, especially now with 2 more games under our belt, the formula for us winning is simple. Jaden Booth goes off, someone else finds a couple points here or there, and we keep the other team under 85. And we have a decent shot of winning the game. Or 80. 85 generous. 80 points. 80 points. We have a decent shot of winning. If Jaden does not go off, we lose the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just they're not good enough defensively to keep getting those scoring lulls. The 3 minutes to 4 minute stretches that obviously kill momentum. They're not good enough defensively to overcome that. So you got to find ways, whether it's just getting easy paint touches for Dylan, hoping he goes to the free throw line and kind of get some points. But like the field goal stretches where Samford's kind of done Samford in multiple games, whether you've done it against Chattanooga where you're down 28, basically you didn't score there. You had the game against Western at home, who Samford plays this week, where you were down like 15 in the first half and you're in danger of getting run out of your own gym. Thankful to Jay went off, but yeah, they just can't keep having these scoring lows to overcome these kind of games, especially against the bigger opponents like Wofford and ETSU and Furman.
No, you're exactly right. We don't have the defense. And in a conference that, for the most part, is wide open, I know that ETSU is sitting pretty at 7-1 in conference, and Wofford's at 6-2. But when you're talking about you have 7 teams who are either 3-5 or 5-3, so only 2 games separated. You can't have the scoreless streaks combined with no defense, because that just results in a 6-8 point margin that you can't afford to give up, especially late in the game. So not a winning recipe, as we have seen. I mean, even I think the Wofford game is that to a T, because Dylan and Jaden both went off, and that should play well into our formula for success. But
Yeah.
when you don't score the last 3 minutes and when you let them keep scoring, that's kind of when the problems come up. Because I don't think this team could really it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to dominate anybody good in conference play.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
Yeah.
if somebody has a bad night, yeah, we can pounce. Like UTC had trouble scoring, right? So we won by 11 points, which for this season is relatively dominant for the Bulldogs, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this is going to be no margin for error, which will make the tournament fun. But I don't think it's going to make this Furman game very fun because remember the last time we played, they had 8 scholarship guys out. Did they have 8 scholarship guys out this time around, Grant?
I'm pretty sure of one. I think I read that almost everyone's coming back. I know Tom House played this past
Good.
week against
Good.
UNCG. I think Cooper Bowser's coming back for this one. But
Sick.
if Samford just found any way to what I just said, get rid of the scoring lulls or find defense, you can basically flip 2 games. You can flip the first Furman game where Alex Wilkins went off and won
Yep.
1-4. He makes some big buckets, and obviously ETSU you lose at the buzzer. That's an easy game to flip if you just do 1 or 2 more plays. So,
Yeah.
but again, maybe that happens in February where they kind of find a way to switch and kind of turn as the team continues to gel and it gets more comfortable to play each other. That's kind of your hope, really, if they kind of switch around and maybe they can find one or the other to kind of get these wins if they want to steal something on the road to try to sneak into the top 4, maybe top 5.
That is going to happen. We have to beat Furman because we have Furman, Western, Citadel probably going 2-1 in that stretch.
Yeah.
Then Mercer, Wofford, ETSU probably going winless, might go 1-2 in that stretch. And then Citadel, Mercer, VMI, UNCG probably going 2-2 in that stretch. So not a whole lot of games where you feel like not a whole lot of coin flip games. It seems like at this point of the season, if a team is above us in the standings, they probably will beat us. I think this Furman game will give us a nice tell of like how this team is coming together down the stretch as we gear up for February. Because we've seen flashes, right? Like we saw the ETSU game, who's the best team so far in conference. We just beat Chattanooga by 11. Like this team has the ceiling to compete. But I can't get over the fact, Grant, that Furman had 8 guys out the last time we played and we lost. And Wilkins is still playing. So
Wilkins is still balling, even though he struggled a little bit. But I mean, he's still getting the points. Obviously, Furman loses to Citadel again, like the 3rd time that Citadel's taken Furman to overtime up at Citadel's place. But you see what happens at Furman, and then you turn around on Saturday, play Western. That's a game you obviously have to have. Between these two,
sure.
I mean, for tiebreakers too. Once you get down closer to the end of the season, Western is probably going to be a team you're probably going to be compared to close to in the standings. So it'd be good to get that win over Western, have at least one sweep on your card before you go down the list, and maybe you can pick off somebody else.
Surprisingly, Citadel too. Just to go through the standings right now, so ETSU 7-1, Wofford 6-2. Those are the 2 top dogs right now. Then you have Furman, Mercer 5-3, UNCG squarely in the middle at 4-4, and then Samford, UTC, Citadel, and Western sitting there all 3-5. VMI bringing up the rear at 1-7. So the Chattanooga win was big. The Citadel win will be big. The Western win will be big. If you lose one of those, it will be big because we're all just kind of right there jockeying for position to avoid playing on Friday. And out of the teams that we're tied with and above, there's only one spot up for grabs to avoid playing on Friday. So make or break, big week. It's going to be a big week every week from here on out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ken Palm sees it the same way. They have projected ETSU should go 14-4, Wofford and Mercer 12-6, Furman 11-7, and then that clump of teams project 4 teams to go 8-10, UNCG, Samford, Western, and Chattanooga. You obviously lost the first game to UNCG. You get that one at home to end the year, so you do have that kind of fall back on. You won't have that sweep under record. Hopefully you beat UNCG at home. That's after a stretch of games where you should have win, leading it up into Asheville and then Citadel and VMI on the rear. But crazy how VMI had the preseason player of the year. I know he hasn't played at all pretty much this year. They had the preseason player of the year because he was the one returning. Also, kind of guy back in Ricky Bradley Jr. They're in last place right now.
Kind of dumb, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I get why he's the best player returning, blah, 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 blah. But let's put our thinking caps on.
Yeah, and VMI was the darling of last season with the big year they had getting to the semis of the tournament too. So you kind of had that playing effect. I mean, Samford's picked to finish third. We can't say much, but I mean that was basically just the reputation that Acuff has with Jaden and Dylan on the preseason team. But again, that was so long ago.
Those projections are right. Like Jaden and Dylan are good enough to propel a team to the top three of this conference. It's the rest of the team. Like who did we lose? Grant, who's the guy? I'm blanking on his name that we lost before the season started.
Oh yeah, Humphrey, you lose a starter. Deja
Yeah,
Humphrey, you lose a starter
yeah.
before the season even starts.
Like I'm chalking up. Like I'm like, oh, he would have been our third scorer. He would have been
Yes,
15
yeah.
a night. Like he would be the guy that because that's what we have to do. But it's losing a guy like that maybe isn't allowing this team to hit on our preseason expectations because I mean
Mm-hmm.
Jaden and Dylan for the most part have lived up to the hype. I mean they're studs.
Yeah, because
Um,
he was going to be your third scoring
score
option guard. You
right.
didn't know what Cam Moore was going to give you. He shot like 29% from three at Long Beach last year, so you know he was going to give you. Dejan at least was a good shooter. I think he was like 35% from three at Bowling Green last year. Good to see him. His progress on Instagram. He's off crutches and away from the boots, so he's actually doing a little bit of activity. So at least he's actually getting back in and planning to come back to Samford next year. So that'll be cool to see his return come back. But yeah, you lose a starter in the Boutwell preseason game, and that Sue was going to be your third scoring option. So other guys have to pick up the pace, which where Samford didn't know where they're going to do with the three. I think preseason asked Lenny, said, yeah, we're going to start Judson at the three, go from there. And so, well, that didn't work. And then he threw Diggy, a freshman, in there, and he's finding his footing. He's getting better and better. But yeah, it's just kind of how the season went so far.
Yeah, I would love to hear what Mike has to say about this, and this may be ignorant, so forgive me. But outside of the young guys, it seems like we hit in the portal in the sense that the guys that flash, those flashes are what attracted the coaches to go after those guys. But the fact that, this might have been their third school or their fourth school or they weren't a consistent starter before, their floor is still very much their floor.
Yeah.
And we just don't like no one is consistently producing outside of Dylan and Jaden offensively. And frankly, really no one is elite defensively on this team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just I don't want to say we don't have the talent to consistently win each night, but we're 21 games into this sucker and we're below 500. So I would say that's a fair assumption by this point.
Yeah, and you were literally one of the last jobs in the country that needed a coach. Like Bucky was the last Power Four A&M job to open up. Samford was literally one of the last two or three schools that needed to get a coach. And obviously Zion and Caleb Harrison were the only guys left. So he had to build a whole new roster. But yeah, just the way we talked about this before. Just like he used to get Jaden on board and then Dylan, and then you go from there. But yeah, Humphrey getting hurt really tampered what Samford could maybe reach that ceiling and be the end of the top three or whatever.
Yeah, and even then, I think we would have had a like a Western Carolina type team where we would be so top heavy, like so top heavy, when they had the two brothers, or was he? No, it was UNCG who had the two brothers. I'm thinking of UNCG.
UNCG, yeah.
So even then, it's not necessarily sustainable nor tournament run worthy. But hey, we have this to hang our hat on. Wofford won the SoCon tournament last year, so quite literally anything can happen in Asheville. And we have the scoring threat in Jaden to be dangerous. So not all hope is lost.
Yeah, we know UNCG will win a game in Asheville. They haven't done that under Mike Jones ever, so we know they won't be involved. We'll kick them out. Maybe we could play UNCG in the 4-5 matchup. I'd like find a way. Oh, cool.
We will not be. But I don't think we'll be so lucky.
No.
I have a sneaky feeling UNCG is going to find themselves playing on Friday by the end of this thing. But just going over some of the results from the prior week. So the Wednesday we played Wofford. UNCG beat VMI 85-78. Citadel beat Furman in overtime 77-75. ETSU over Chat by 1 point in a rivalry game. And then Mercer over Western 88-76. Furman beat UNCG 89-66, took them to the woodshed. ETSU similarly over Citadel 84-55, and then that Saturday wrapping it up when we beat Chat. Wofford over Mercer 80-77. Western over VMI 88-58. And then this Thursday, so Samford plays Furman, and then we got Wofford Chattanooga. Should be an interesting game.
Yeah.
UNCG Mercer VMI Citadel rivalry. Western Carolina ETSU. And then on Saturday, Western versus Samford, UNCG Citadel, ETSU Wofford, VMI Mercer. So we are starting to flip and starting to see teams for the second time, which is always my favorite stretch of the season because now we know you, you know us. The games get a little more heated. You know, some things may or may not have been said on the court prior. And the boys come ready to play.
Has some interesting games. I think you touched on that. Wofford Chat, that's kind of the game Thursday, other than Samford with the awkward. I know it's a national TV game, 4 Central tip, 5 Eastern for that Samford Furman game, and then normal time on Saturday. But yeah, I think Wofford Chat's kind of the highlight of Thursday, other than Samford, and then Saturday. You look to Saturday against Wofford. ECU goes on the road. Can they find
That's
a way
the game?
Yeah,
that's
can they find a way to sneak another one possession game on the road? They're 2-0. Yeah,
ETSU is going to hammer them. They're going to hammer them. I don't think they're going to sneak anything. When we were breaking down the Wofford game last week, I just didn't see. They're not big, so ETSU automatically has the advantage there. I know Kamari went off for 36, but he got half his points at the free throw line. They don't seem. Whenever ETSU plays, the whistles go silent. We all know that. I just don't think it's a good matchup for them. We'll see.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah,
I'm not going for Wofford. That's for sure.
What? No, I'm shocked.
Shocked.
Yeah.
Anything else, Grant, on the upcoming? Are we going to? Do we have a shot?
That's a good question. Birmingham Sports. I got a question for Grant. What's it going to take for the mighty Bulldogs? I like you said mighty Bulldogs to steal one on the road in Greenville.
I think it's a little condescending, though.
Yeah, just a little bit. Let's see. The whole team's coming back. Cooper Bowser's going to play. See if Cooper Bowser has a setback. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, it's just tough the way the top of the league is more athletic and longer than Samford. And I know you'll have Zion, who didn't play against Furman because he was dealing with family stuff back in California. He'll be playing. We'll see what kind of impact he can add defensively. We talked about that. Would be cool to have Zion. Would have been cool to have Zion in that first Furman game to guard Wilkins.
Yes.
Control Wilkins.
I think we would have won.
Yeah, but then you add House's 3-point shooting capabilities, as we've saw in Asheville. He was raining threes when he hadn't done that all year, but decided to do it against us and then the whole tournament. But in the first matchup, Samford got beat on the boards. They don't turn it over. It's one of the things that they don't do. They're one of the top teams in the country when it comes to not turning the ball over. So they play within the system, which is good, obviously, on the road. But it's just tough when we've had better teams go into Greenville and not had a chance to win.
Time out. There's a caveat to that, Grant.
Yeah.
And this may be anecdotal, but when I watch this team, I see a lot of still feet on offense, a lot of non-moving feet. Mm-hmm. So yes, they don't turn it over because they're quote unquote playing in the system, but part of me thinks that they're just letting Jaden or Dylan shoot, and that they're not turnovers. Usually it's on a pass if the guy gets caught dribbling where he shouldn't be dribbling short, but turnovers happen sometimes because good things are happening on offense and there was just a bad decision made. When you don't have a decision to make and your decision is to drive or shoot because you're Dylan or Jaden, I don't think us not turning the ball over is a good sign in this scenario. But I'm not totally confident in.
I could go back and
conclusion.
Go back and see what the splits are between turnovers at home and on the road too. But again, Furman with that, get the Furman's new arena where they built the arena and looked up oh shoot, we forgot to put a stand to have the TV camera angle, so you have to look down like you're looking at.
Yeah, I don't get the height.
I don't know.
I don't. The stadium is not that nice. We talked about this. Wofford is still. Hey, this is something nice about Wofford. They're still the cream of the crop in terms of arenas in this conference. Furman, I think they would have been better off spending that money on NIL and making the tournament again than the arena.
Depends how many bottles of their whiskey, their Furman whiskey that they sell. Maybe, who knows? But in that first matchup, Samford was only 5 of 20 from three. Furman was 8 of 31. So Samford only missed 5 free throws. They were 18 of 23 at the free throw line. Dylan
Yeah,
missed
it was a good
four
night.
of those. Dylan missed 4 of those 5.
Shocker.
He just makes other than just make some more shots. Yeah, that's like so easy, right? Can someone else make some more shots outside? Jaden only had 12 points against Furman too, so they did well defensively. So can he get going? It's obviously Sanford's key on the road. I don't think Will Shaver's going to give you 15 points again, but
He might. I mean, he was feeling it against Furman the first time. So,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, Jaden,
sometimes, guys just have that team that they go off on.
yeah, Jaden just had 12. Only 11 combined from the Norris brothers, 6 from Keaton, 5 from Cade. They need to give you more, obviously, to keep you in it, and Cade needs to keep trusting his shot a little bit more. But
I mean, that was our glass half full mindset last time was, well, yeah, they had 8 guys out, but look at what we left on the table.
yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
against a ghost squad.
yeah.
We'll see. Are we
So
are we winning or are we losing, Grant? That's
we're
what he wants to know.
yeah, we're probably losing. I'm just going back through the rest of the matchups in Greenville. Let's see, that was pre-Bucky. Those don't count. Sorry, Scott Padgett. In Greenville, let's see, we lost by 7. Oh wait, the first one. That's COVID year. Doesn't count. First one we lost by like 20 or whatever. We had some guys here out. I don't think Quez played that game, so we won't count that one. Lost by 7 in overtime in Greenville, 23. Lost by 10, and then lost by 2 last year against them in a close game. So if that means anything, there's been closer games, but it's a whole new team, whole new
Furman
system.
seems like the team where no matter how good we are, and no matter how bad they are,
They find a way.
they find a way to beat us.
Yeah.
Now it's time for us to turn that tide. No matter how bad we may be, this is the time to beat them, especially at full strength.
Yeah, that's 4 straight losses. Another one make it 5. That would tie the longest losing streak from 2019 to 2021, where Samford lost 5. Again, that was pageant and COVID; those don't count. But I mean, this would tie the record
I
of
just don't
Samford's
get it. I don't
losses
get it.
since
No other
2000,
team
whatever.
has this hold on us like they do. And it's not like they're unbeatable. They lose all the time. Anyway.
So we just need to put Citadel's jerseys on, and that way we find a way to win. Like Citadel's jerseys with our players. Sign me up.
Banger. That's
Josh
awesome.
Sharkey had 21 and 12 last time Stanford won it.
Hey,
In
that'll
Greenville.
play.
So yeah,
That'll
that'll
play.
work. Yeah.
All right. So we have Furman on Thursday, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. Hate the time.
I know, right?
And then Western, noon Central, 1 o'clock Eastern on Saturday on the road. Pivoting over to women's, Grant, not a happy sight. Make it 3 straight L's, dropping both home games to Wofford and Furman, 80-56 against Wofford, a little bit tighter against Furman, 70-62. Not totally surprising. Furman and Wofford are tied for second atop the conference. UTC is on top at 5-0. Furman, Wofford 5-1. And then it's basically everyone else. ETSU, Mercer, and UNCG all have 2 wins in conference. We have 1, and Western has 0. Much different picture on the women's side. Very top heavy this year so far. Not surprising, but that UTC and Furman and Wofford are doing well. But I do think it's surprising that it's this drastic. Like you go back just to last year, right? UNCG runs away with the conference, but then you have UTC, ETSU, Wofford, and Samford, 4 squads all right there in the mix for a healthy second place. Just really not the case this season. So Lady Bulldogs have a tough sled. It looks like every other team except those 3 has a tough sled ahead. So not great, not looking great for the women's basketball season.
Yeah, just a super young team. We talked about that in the preseason. Just where you're going to get. You do have a freshman leading you in points, Kaylee Yarborough, averaging 13 points, 13.4. Brianna Rivera is actually one of the top 3-point shooters in the country at like a 3-pointers made. She was top 5 last I saw in the stats. So I'm going to say they do have
That's
some.
cool.
They do have some young players. Rivera's just a sophomore too, so yeah, it's just a young group that's going to take some time to grow, and a first year for Coach Wise in that group. So yeah, we'll just see as they continue. I think the recruiting class, they have like 4 or 5 freshmen coming in next year, so they're going to be even younger. So I mean, that's all Stanford and the women's side's got to do. Just keep building through high school and just find a way to have that one magical year like the men did.
Yeah, winnable game on Friday against ETSU. and then on the road against Chat, probably not a winnable game. But you try to glean something from the tough ones and then beat the teams that you can beat, and ETSU is certainly one of those teams. So we shall see. Grant, we had one other question. If Samford could add one sport without it being a Title IX issue, what sport would you want? From Mark Dunham.
Shout out former Samford pitcher Mark Dunham. We talked about this before we started. I was trying to think of sports we don't have. If there's anybody out there that people can think of, we settled on wrestling or lacrosse. Those are kind of the two that we've.
You said fencing.
Oh yeah, fencing. Oh yeah, that is a good one. Yeah.
Kidding. Yeah, the problem is.
I wanted to say curling with the Olympics coming up in a couple of weeks, but I don't think there's any curling.
No.
Bowling.
See, like hockey would be fun, but we're not like a hockey school, and the South is not a hockey region. So like, miss me with the NHL coming back to Atlanta.
There's club teams on the club level. Like Alabama's a club team, but not like.
But it's weird to see an SEC logo on a hockey jersey, right? Like it's oil and water.
They play over here in Pelham. It's actually kind of fun if you go kind of check it out just a little bit.
Well, of course, it's a fantastic sport.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like hockey would be sick, lacrosse would be cool, but we're not that kind of culture. And then wrestling, it would be awesome. But again, like we're not like a grimy school, like Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Penn State. Yeah. I mean, I think Penn State's in the middle of a dynasty right now, but like those kinds of like UTC even those kinds of schools, there's some edge to them. A little bit of rough and tumble. I don't get the vibe when you step on Samford's campus, so it's tough. There's a lot of sports I would love Samford to have. I just can't realistically envisioning it.
So you don't think the dudes from Stepson can go out there and play some hockey?
If we were being honest with ourselves, Grant,
what Stepson group would be a good hockey team? I think we would
be adding pickleball as our new sport. If we were looking in the mirror, as far as campus culture goes, or hacky sack toss or whatever you want to call that. I don't know. But if I had to pick one.
Yeah, what Stepson group would be a good hockey
in a dream?
Be a good hockey team. Yeah.
In a dream, am I going hockey or wrestling? Probably. This is going to make some people mad. Probably hockey, just so I can watch another winter sport other than basketball.
Yeah, hockey be hype. Yeah, hockey would be hype.
Like if I didn't have to watch a basketball game ever again, I would not be so sad.
Could any Sigma Chi's play hockey?
Jeb's a good hockey player. There's a few, not many. Definitely.
ATO, they would never play hockey. They would play fencing before they would play hockey.
Correct. We don't have to play this game because I may get in trouble.
According to Google AI, SEC schools dropped wrestling due to Title IX compliance in the mid-1980s.
But see, SEC wrestling is legit. Yeah. Like wrestling in the South is big.
Only Missouri and Oklahoma because
Title IX is going to be like whenever we do a true revenue non-revenue split, then we don't have to worry about Title IX. Like you can bring whatever sport you want back because they'll have to fill however many bodies there were for the guys in football and basketball and baseball. I don't know if baseball is a revenue sport, but there's going to be opportunity for wrestling to come back to the SEC if that split does occur, which would be sweet.
Yeah. Water polo, that's another one. We play water polo. It's more for a West Coast thing.
I mean, think about how hype, because like think about the old wrestling gyms, right? Where it's tight. I guess they would probably wrestle in the basketball arenas now, but you have Tennessee, Alabama wrestling match. Like, come on, at Thompson Bowling, you don't think students are going to be climbing over the edge of the rafters? Like, come on.
Yeah, I still think. Yeah, hockey. Wrestling, men's golf. Do we have men's golf? Yeah, that's right. We do have a men's golf team.
We do, and I am still on the soapbox that we need to disband that and put our money elsewhere. Waste of money. But I do get the fundraising aspect, the future, the long-term viewpoint of the golf program, which is why it exists in every level. So
that's the one sport we can't get right is men's golf. Maybe if they had a golf coach, maybe that would help. I don't know.
No. Do you really need a coach in golf? I mean, the ball is either going to go in the hole or it's not. It's not that hard.
Maybe Samford could do punting practice with Del Greco out there. Maybe that's what they're doing instead of going to the range.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I will say I don't think we're getting a new golf coach anytime soon with all these football hires. I think this administration is certainly investing in the football program. I would love Grant to do a head count of staff that Gross is bringing in compared to what Hatcher had, because I just don't remember this many analysts. Like we're bringing in that quarterbacks coach guy who has like the clinic.
Yeah.
What's his name? Dang, it was just
Oh, Pete Zamora coming in.
Zamora. Good name. Good quarterback.
That's a good name. Yeah. So we got him, and then Callie Chiswick, son of Gene Chiswick's joining the staff as well. He played at Furman, really a DB at Furman, was at Missouri last year. So that's like 11 assistant coaches. I know Zamora being analyst, but it's like 11 assistants. Tyler Venable is the only one who hasn't been announced yet before Chiswick changed his Twitter bio. But it'll be interesting to see how many analysts they kind of bring in with kind of the Clemson background. Of course, Clemson had 35,000 analysts, assistant to the assistant, whatever.
Sure,
but,
sure. As does every power team nowadays. But
yeah, everyone does. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be interesting. And then see what player comes next. And I know they got a high school commit, offensive line commit from I forgot what state, but he'll be coming in this year. So any new blood on the offensive line we'll take. We don't care where you're from.
College baseball is quickly approaching. The podcast 11.7, if you don't listen to it, is the best college baseball podcast out there. The episodes are long. They ramble much longer than we do. But two guys pitched at Mercer, so they talk about the SoCon a lot more than they talk about any of the other mid-major conferences. So go check that out. They just started back up for the new season. But anything else, Grant?
D1 Baseball posted their SoCon preview.
Let's go.
That I need to go read fully. They're picking Samford as the team to come out of the SoCon.
We're always we're the easy pick. It's like Mercer or Samford or maybe Wofford if you're feeling spicy.
Yeah, they do have Mason. I picked Mason Blashy as preseason pitcher of the year, and then a freshman coming in, Michael Fredette, a freshman pitcher. They named him the preseason freshman of the year.
Now that is what I like to hear. They should pick Furman one year just for kicks and giggles. You know?
Yeah, their top three. They went Samford, Mercer, Citadel, and then ETSU 4. Sam.
There you go. We've defeated the paywall for you all, so no need to go buy the article, which is my biggest gripe about them. I get the subscription model, but please, for the previews, just let something be free. Give a little bit of taste, whatever.
Yeah, Samford returns 7 position starters and 1 starting pitcher, Blashy being the one from last year's squad. They lost Michael Gupton's at Memphis, and then there's one other. I'm forgetting. I think it was
would have loved Gupton to come back after the Mercer thing and just
just go back to Mercer
through the conference. Oh, it's tough.
Gandy was it Gandy or somebody went to Alabama? I forgot who it was, but I do know Evan Stegmester's at Alabama, but I think there's one other position player.
Oh, I didn't realize he still had eligibility.
Yeah, and we do get Trey Higgins back from a big injury. He had that broken ankle against VMI, so he's another outfield bat. But yeah, we'll get into that when the season gets.
Yeah, the preview's gonna be fun because we're gonna be good. This could be.
Season openers Feb 13th, so yeah, we gotta get on that.
Yeah, next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot going on. We're moving and all that. There's a lot of moving pieces over here. But we'll get the preview in. We'll get some of the guys on for the podcast, and I mean that's always one of the most fun episodes.
Yeah.
So we'll do that because it's really. I know we said this last year, but this really might be the year where we can make it to a super. We'll see. Because we really thought that last year, or I guess 2 years ago. Still, big Furman game this week, and hoping to go 1-1, 2-0 would be fantastic. State of the Bulldogs is out. Hope everybody has a fantastic week.